We're here at the National Security Action Summit talking with Pete Hegseth from Concerned Veterans for America. And Pete, you guys have had a pretty excellent bus tour going across the country, showing people, showing the flag, talking about veterans issues, talking about security. Still got events going on?
We do. We've got a couple events coming up in North Carolina. We've called it the Defend Freedom Tour. It went throughout it was the summer tour, now it's the fall tour.
Good stuff gets extended, right?
No, that's exactly right. That's how we feel. I mean, what started as a sort of a tour, series of events to introduce ourselves and grow our volunteer base has really feels like it's turning into a movement where we get larger and larger crowds of hundreds and hundreds of vets and military families coming out to hear a concert, hear from great speakers. And ultimately, I think what separates us and makes it different is that at the end of the event, we're not just saying, rah, rah, we all agree, let's go home. It's okay, here's exactly what you can do about it. Sign up for one of our strike teams. We've got trainers coming in a couple of weeks right back to this location. And we want to train you to be grassroots advocates, to be a part of fighting for policies that matter for veterans, for the military, for everybody, right? I mean, you know, veterans, they've got a set of skills that need to be leveraged even more than they currently are. So these tours are meant to do that. So it's Raleigh and Charlotte in the end of October. Folks can go to defendfreedomtour.com for it.
Well, one of the things I guess you're focusing on also, and it's been a mess for a long time, it's gotten critical, is healthcare. So tell us about the healthcare initiative you guys are
Yeah, so I mean, VA healthcare, as you know, anyone, unless you've
nightmare.
been living under a rock, you know that they've got serious problems. Systemic bureaucratic problems, secret wait lists, all of that. There was a reform bill that was passed in the last Congress that we worked very hard on called the Accountability, Choice, and Transparency Act that, you know, had some good aspects. You can fire VA managers just to start, not a silver bullet, kind of a step in the right direction of saying, hey, if the VA is not going to provide care, you've got a choice to go somewhere else. But again, just a step. So what we've launched actually today was something called our Fixing Veterans Healthcare Task Force. And what it is a mini think tank over the next 4 months. It's a task force that's going to get together and tease out kind of the best reforms, putting the veteran at the center. So if we're not going to think about the VA as the center, we're going to think about the veteran as the center. Sometimes,
whoa,
I know.
I don't know if you can do
it's
that.
a radical idea in this town. It really is, across any institution. Maybe the VA is the answer in some instances because they've got a specialized competitive advantage, whether it's PTSD or TBI or whatever it is. But maybe there's private facilities where a veteran just maybe could get more prompt, timely care. That's the type of example of maybe a recommendation the task force might make. So, and thankfully, it's not me and a couple of other people or you sitting in a room trying to think of the best ideas. We've got Dr. Bill Frist, former majority leader. We've got Congressman Jim Marshall, Democrat from Georgia, so it's a bipartisan task force. We've got Mike Cussman, who's the former head of the VHA, so he used to lead the Veterans Health Administration.
He knows the problem.
He knows the problems, and I think knows what some of the solutions ought be. And then we've got Ovik Roy. He's a healthcare specialist over at the Manhattan Institute. So, and then we're soliciting input from anybody. So if you can go to taskforce.cv4a.org, you can submit your ideas. We want to ask veterans through November 15th. If you've experienced care at the VA or elsewhere, what's working, what isn't, let the task force know. And our hope is that through a report in December, an event in January or February, we'll manifest legislation that'll move into the 114th Congress so that we can get behind it and fight for it and finally start to deliver timely and quality care to vets.
Well, that's a great idea. Now let's get to the fun stuff, the red meat. We get a new Congress. Are you going to work to get them to act, to give the president some sort of legitimate authority and hopefully a kick in the pants towards a strategy for ISIS, al-Nusra, the new Khorasan, the old Al-Qaeda, the new Al-Qaeda, all these groups? Can we push Congress to actually get in the game and do their constitutional duty?
You have to. You have to. I mean, this administration is already, they're using tacitly these two authorizations of use of force, but they themselves want to repeal them. I think in order to both do what Congress should do in its oversight, but also provide the tools, and if it's pushing instead of tools, that's what you got to do. And CVA put out a release right during the fight over arming of the Syrian rebels saying, hey, what we need to be doing here is authorizing a robust ability for this administration or this country to fight and defeat ISIS and those of their ilk. So I hope and we expect through a new Congress to fight for that kind of thing. We'll see where the White House will be on how adamantly they'll fight.
They'll be behind us, so they'll be back there. You look over your shoulder, you'll find them.
Well, that's what they want. They want cover. They want the ability to share blame if it doesn't go well. That's not the point. The point is defeating a vicious enemy that we both understand, and hopefully Congress gives them the tools to do that.
Well, when it happens, first of all, the health care, everybody can get behind. The new Congress will join you, and we'll promote anything, and we'll help, and we will storm the hill again.
We will.
Make them do what they should do. Folks, it's been Pete Hegseth, Concerned Veterans from America, CVA.org.
CV4A.org.
CV4A.org. Check it out, and then links to all the programs there.
Yep, absolutely.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Pete.
Thanks a lot.